All right, now that it's together, let's look at a few things. I'm sitting on the ground. What you're looking at is the bottom part of the case. Oh, look, glue. It's a good thing this is not a spot people are going to see. All right, so my reason for being here is these, right? As you remember, I made it so that they sit about a half an inch or so, give or take. I mean, I wasn't exact because I don't really care. But the idea being for them to sit, I sort of got a crack, or not a crack, but it's separated there in my driveway there, so I got to make sure I don't let it fall into that because it'll make it stick out the back. All right, anyway, so I've got these. They're not the bolt that's supposed to do it, but they have a nice washer that has some pretty good sized holes. All right, I got to make sure that whatever I use to screw it down can't slip through. So that's my tool. I'm going to go ahead and I really just need a tripod that can get into funky situations if I'm going to film stuff like this. So I got to turn it off because I don't have enough hands to do it and show it at the same time. But even if I did, it would take too much time on my camera. You guys know how to screw stuff in, so I'll be right back. All right, wheels are on. It's time to start looking at these angles at the top. So I'm on the top board, and I am looking at this angle right here. And you know, it'd be easy enough to figure out the angle, but I don't really want to. I just need it to be close enough for me. And close enough for me involves this. All right, there's my skill saw. I bent it at an angle. Basically, the skid part right here is sitting against the top, and then the blade is sitting flush. Now, on mine, it's not super expensive calibration. There's just this nut on the front, and when you do that nut, what happens is now anything I cut with that is going to have an exact matching angle to the one that's there. So I don't have to get out my calipers. I don't have to get out my tools and try to figure out what the angle is. Like I said, I really don't care as long as it comes within, you know, a millimeter or so. I'm just going to fill it up with wood putty and call it a day. So I'd like it to be exact, and I think this will get me pretty darn close. But what if it doesn't? I don't care. But this is how I'm going to create the angle. So let me get out my board and let's do a cut. Okay, I cut out that piece that I was telling you about, and I've already added some glue. It's just starting to drip. So I'm going to take this board and I'm going to plug it in up here. All right, just like that. Right up against the edge, right? All right, so that board's in. And then my next board is this one. I've already cut it. It's sitting in the space. I tried to make sure that it didn't interfere with the front marquee on either side, and it just sits in there just like my other stuff. All right, so I need to glue and hit these with nails. So I'm going to use my nail gun, which is noisy and requires hands and concentration. So next time you see me, these will be hammered and glued in place. Okay, that stuff's glued in. I was right on the angles. That worked out perfectly. Now it's time to measure for the lines below the control panel. So let me give that a shot. All right, it's time to put in some corner edging here for my. I want to put a board. I want to put a board along right here and a board along right here. So in order to do that, I need something to back it up. So I'm just going to take this regular 1x3 that I was showing you before, leftovers from my garage, and I'm just gonna line it up against the bottom edge of this piece and mark it. You see my come on, focus. All right, see my marks, right? So the idea is for it to be flush along the bottom section and give me a place to screw onto for this front section and this side section. It'll make more sense once I cut it out, but let me cut it out and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so I took my what do we call this, yardstick? Took my yardstick, and if you remember right from the first video, or I don't know which video it was, probably the second video, I was drawing these lines around the edges so that I had like a fixed measurement change. So I did that here and here, and then I just took one of these 1x3s and I whacked it up like that. Now I'm going to put it right here. Let's see if this is even visible. It's going to sit right there. That way I have something to screw the front to and something to screw the bottom of this slant to. So that's my plan. This is going to be hard to show. Come on, focus. Like that. See? So the front section gets screwed to it, and then the bottom section